So in my last video, I went over how the new PSSR upscaler that they've just announced was a little bit of a nothing burger, because it was. Nvidia on the same day announced DLSS 5. I touched very lightly on that on my last video, and I wasn't really paying attention to it. I've had a good look at it now, and my god, let's go into this. So the announcement video that Nvidia put up for DLSS 5, when I showed it yesterday, I showed it for a Twitter post basically. So it was 720p, very compressed. So I'm on the Nvidia website now. So let's have a look again in 4K, shall we? And straight away you're seeing the differences from the video yesterday. Let's just, why is there no sound? Let me do sound. So you got a little background thing for the video. I'll just let the video play, and then there's some other things on the website that we'll go over. Yeah, that's right. We're moving away from upscaling, and we're basically just putting filters on top of everything now. So when I saw that they announced this yesterday, I thought it was mainly they were focusing on the lighting and the shadow aspects of things. And again, it was very compressed. 720p video I watched, so I was only like paying half attention to it. Now I've seen it properly. It's the equivalent to them putting a game into Grok and saying, "Make me look pretty." That's basically what they're doing here. Basically at the moment with DLSS 4, if you're natively playing in 4K, put it on quality, it drops it down and it renders it in 2K. Then it will stretch it out. Then the gaps that is created from stretching out in the pixels is creating new pixels around it and using AI to fill in the gaps basically to create a 4K image. And it's why if you put it on performance, so it's dropping it down to 720 and you put it up to 4K, it's why you get a lot of artifacting and shit, because it doesn't have as much information to build on. This from what I'm seeing looks like it's dropping everything down to 720, putting a filter over the top of it, and just making up its own frames. So we've already had it where it's making up fake frames anyway, because we've got frame generation. Frame generation I never use. I hate it. It's making fake frames. It's why you get a lot of jittering, a lot of artifacting, and in a lot of games it just creates weird atmosphere crap. And it's what you get when you go away from using, like yesterday I said I don't normally go lower than quality. So I normally stick DLSS. I'm on DLSS 4 quality. I don't even use 4.5 because I'm on a 3090. I'm not even on a 40 or a 50 series card. But even if I was on them cards, I'd still probably be using DLSS 4, because DLSS 5 caters to the people who like to put their games on. It's for people who like to put their games on ultra, then they put it on performance, which is fucking retarded. Put it on quality, drop down some of your other settings. Optimize your settings to make the game look good. Don't let AI do it for you, because that's all DLSS has always been. It's AI, it's machine learning. It's creating shit that's not there. That's why it needs to be used with a light touch. This is very opposite. DLSS 5 looks like they've gone way too far the other way. So, like here, it's saying DLSS 5 takes the game's color and motion vectors for each frame as an input, and uses an AI model to infuse the scene with photoreal lighting and materials that are anchored to the source 3D content and consistent from frame to frame. DLSS 5 runs in a real time at up to 4K resolution for smooth interactive gameplay. The problem with that is AI. You're making shit up here. So if you have fast frames, so if you're playing a game, a fast moving game, when I say fast moving, if you play a game like Call of Duty, so you want more frames, you don't really care what it looks like, but you slap this shit on, when you see characters moving around, if you've got this very heavily on, you're going to see a lot of ghosting, a lot of artifacting. And what I'm seeing from what they've shown so far, it's that it's getting rid of a lot of the atmosphere in the backgrounds. And with the faces, how it's changing them, like it's going to be on a game-to-game base, because it depends whatever they throw at the AI, Nvidia's version of the machine learning to what it's grabbing from to make it. But they're probably throwing like concept art and shit. But it's the same thing as when you're trying to make something with AI. If you make shitloads of drawings or give it a lot of like reference work, it's still not going to be spot on, because it still has to make up shit, because you're just giving it reference. So a lot of the time, this is going to be changing the models, and a lot of time it's going to be using instances. So it's not going to be baked in properly. So that's where you're going to start getting problems. We already get problems at the moment with games where you get art, like a lot of artifacting, because it has to use shortcuts in some ways to make things look better than they actually are. Like here, it gives you a little diagram. Goes from game, color, motion, DLSS 5, and the GPU. Yeah, whatever. These are sliders. So let's look at these sliders of DLSS 5 on and off. So with it off, it's got its own artistic feel to it. If you look at the background has a lot of atmosphere. Like you have a lot of the foggy blurriness in the background that gives it that spooky look. Even with the light that's up there, it's on, but it's very dim, so it gives it that look. All the lighting is dim, gives it that kind of spooky look, which is Resident Evil. So that's the look it's going for. Like, go through slowly, it's just brightening everything up, and it's losing its atmosphere. Like, if you look at the banner at the top there, where it says cigarettes and lotto, it's using, when it's on, it's completely just changing the model. Like it's actually clearer with it off, if you ask me. But if you just look at everything, what it's doing is clearing. What it's doing is it's basically just sharpening everything up. But when you like ignore her face for a minute, like look at the background there. Like if you look at the fire escape, there it's got atmosphere. There it's just too sharp. You can just see everything. It looks like a sunny day now. Now it looks like it's an overcast day. You got rain coming down. Things in the distance are a bit more blurry. Too clean. It's the same with the light there. They just completely just turn the light off. Then you look at the lamppost as well. There, it's in darkness. Like you've got, because you've got the bridge over the top of the area, so you haven't got much light going to it. So you can see the wetness of it, but when you put DLSS 5 on, it's completely changing it. It's brightening it up and it's making it look really matte. It doesn't look like metal anymore. Then we go to the face. It's just a completely different person here. Completely different person. Like, some people look at that and say, yeah, it looks better. I think this looks better. Like, if we go in from a screenshot, yeah, sure, that looks great. But if we're going for games, that does look better. I'm sorry, but that does look better. The thing is, this is DLSS off as well. We don't know what actual settings are in the settings. It looks like they're using quite low settings to try and prove a point here. I don't even think they're using ray tracing, which you would see a massive difference if they did. But when you have it here, it's completely changed, like, the jaw structure. It's completely changed the cheek structure as well, and the eyes. They're just completely different. So it's going away from the original models of the character. So you're going away from what the devs actually fucking wanted. And that's what AI does. Let's go down to this one. Look at the difference. Yeah, you can tell here they're using low settings here with it off, because I'm playing through the game at the moment and the skin looks better than that, and I'm on DLSS quality and I'm using DLSS 4. I'm playing it in 4K, but I have ray tracing on high, and I don't have all the settings at ultra. I have the only things that you normally try to keep high as possible is you want to keep your texture quality high as you can. Then you can reduce some of the other things. But here again, it's changing the structure of her face. Like, it's a little bit better than the one above, I will say that. And it's keeping some of the atmosphere around, but it's also reducing it. Look how much you've got the light bleed coming from off screen, basically, and here it's very subtle, so you can't really tell. So clearly here she's holding a light. She's holding a flashlight. There it just looks like she's peeking through a hole. Like, it's great that they're getting more light in the eyes and stuff like that, but she does look like a completely different person here. As I said, I think it's better than this, but I still think it's going too far. At the end of the day, we're playing games here. This isn't a movie. And this is where the industry is going downhill. We're trying to be movies. These are fucking games. I think the Leon one is the most one where it changes, because he looks great there. It looks like Leon. It looks like you just put it on Grok and said, make me look pretty. That's 100% what that looks like. And look what it's doing to the rain around him. It's just making him look very painterly. It's not looking like a game anymore. And to be honest, where they're adding the lighting doesn't really make much sense when you turn it on. Like, lighting's coming from everywhere here. You got lighting coming there. When it's off, you just got it coming from one side. Here it's coming from fucking everywhere. Oh. There it's coming from everywhere. It's not so much uncanny valley, it's retarded valley. It's not needed. Then you have it with these as well. That what I'm noticing with the football games, they don't, when they're changing the faces completely, And yeah, they may actually look more like the footballers. I don't know. I don't know anything about fucking football. I'm English, but football can get in the bin for all I fucking care. It's not really doing much. It's sharpening his uniform out a little bit, so you can see the creases more. But with the face, it doesn't look like he belongs. It doesn't look like he belongs in the game anymore. It looks like someone's comped his face and just stuck it on top. The thing is, it might be better when you play it, but again, it's not needed because when you're playing games, are you really zooming in on people's faces like this? It's just like here as well. Looks like a game, looks like a movie, looks like a game, looks like a movie. And when I say movie, I mean like an animated movie. Looks like game, movie, game, movie, game, movie. In a way, like it's supposed to be about lighting and shadows. With this on, it's actually destroying the lighting a little bit. Like the lighting's really harsh on this one, but they are playing in a stadium with an open roof. So if it's a very sunny day and they've got spotlights on too, you will get harsher lights. Then it smooths it out a bit more here. The lighting looks a little bit more natural. But I don't know, I feel like they're kind of ruining it a bit. I might be talking shit on that one, but yeah. Then it's like with the Starfield one. Starfield looks shit as it was. You're just completely changing the model again. Completely changing. And all it's doing to the background is giving it a coat of light. But the problem is, when you're giving it this coat of light, you're seeing the down-resed textures on background models, like the chair. You can see how the texture's oversized because they made it oversized because it's the background. So to make it look good from a distance, they oversize it. But when you throw too much light on it, you can see it way too much. So it just looks shit. And it's like here again. There's a reason why a lot of like Hollywood movies and stuff, you start in a dark room, then you add a key light, a backlight, a fill light, and they're not that heavy. Like my lights I've got in this room, my main light is a green light and it's very low and it just gives a bit of greenness. Then I have one key light here, and if I turn it off, I'm pretty much in the dark, but my camera is like good with low light, so when I turn it on, it just gives more of a fuller look, and it gives me that, I won't say cinematic, some don't look cinematic, but it gives enough information so you know what I look like, basically. With this is kind of what this is. You've got enough light to show that's a metal stool. It's metal down there. Throw it in too much light, just looks shit. Like, it still looks metal, but it looks like there's way too much light coming to it. You can argue about the face looks better, but at the end of the day, it's Bethesda, and Bethesda faces always look fucking shit. Here is a little bit of a weird one. Because you've got Hogwarts Legacy. I played through Hogwarts Legacy. My PC could handle it on quite high settings. And the main character never looked like that. So they are used in the lowest settings here. They're obviously turned down, like the texture details and everything on this. But again, it looks like you're shoving a filter on the top, so it looks unnatural. Like, look at his lips. Look at his upper lips. It's adding shit that's not there. So it's making his upper lip bigger. Then it's like with the nose as well, it's adding too much lighting going to the face, where this is quite a dark scene because they're in Gringotts. So they're basically in a cave, there's not much light in there. So it made more sense that there was less detail. And yeah, you can argue saying this looks better, but and as I keep on saying, for starters, this is low settings. You can make this look better with what you got now. It looks better on fucking console, for fuck's sake. Probably. This is probably the Switch version. When you turn this on, it's just going away from looking like a game anymore. But you can see here, you've already got artifacting. It didn't know what to do there. With how the light's shining there, like I know this is actually there, but how they've got the light shining off the side of the crease here, it's too heavy, so it's making this look a little bit more see-through, where it's not. This should be a bit more darker, and this should smooth out a bit more. A little bit like it does there, but it doesn't because it darkens out there. But because they've just thrown light at it, it just makes it look off. But then you get things like this where it's a little bit more interesting, where it does make the scene look better. But again, I feel like this is like low settings, then they've turned it on. Where if you play on high settings, you're getting close to this anyway. It can make certain things look better. I can't remember her name in the game. It's been a little while since I played it. When you're doing the clothing looks fine. You're getting even though it's getting rid of shadows straight away, because it's trying to make the shadows more subtle, because shadows are subtle in real life. But again, this is a game, so you want things to be a bit more punchy. That's why you have it like that. Then you're completely getting rid of it, where it's a lot more turned down. But it doesn't look like there's anything there, but it's the face that's stupid. So basically what it's done, the AI has seen, there's a bit of a crease there. So let's hyper sharpen these creases. And it makes her look, she looks like she's probably about 60, not 60, but she looks like she's about 70 there. And she looks like she's dead here. She looks like she's like 100 years old. Stupid. Then it's like the wisp there. I prefer it there. Looks more gamely. Here, it looks like, this looks like the one farted. This looks like a puff. But this looks like there's something to it. There's a reason for the delay. It's magical. Then, again, look at how the light's coming across. It's a lot brighter in the wand here, so it looks like it's actually coming from the wand. Here, it's a lot more dull. Then we're going to shit like this. Yes, that looks more realistic. But are we getting rid of atmosphere for that? This gives me game atmosphere. This gives me like someone's took a photo. I don't really care much for it. I don't care if it looks like that. That looks good to me. That looks like someone took a photo. I'm not gonna fucking start down in settings that I would normally have higher to make something look like this, where I could have this and a better performing game. Like, all you're doing is throwing light at everything. It's just lightening everything up. And I feel like they've gone through these and actually put like a dark filter over everything as well. Like turn the brightness down a little bit. Like that's probably the only like face I've seen where it's more acceptable. That just does nothing. It just brightens it. So it makes me feel like they're just playing with different brightness here. I feel like there's a lot of trickery going on here. The thing is, there's a lot of backlash about this at the moment. And the backlash is warranted. And a lot of backlash is to do with the people that just hate AI. This is where they're right about it, though. This is where AI starts getting dangerous. Because you're completely taking away artistic direction that the devs wanted it to go down. And I know it says that the devs have like some say and they can throw images at the AI and stuff to make things look like how they want them to do. But it's never going to look exactly like it. Go back 10 years ago, graphics were great. Were they perfect? No, but we're playing fucking games, guys. We don't need games to look like fucking movies, do we? If you want to play a movie, just ignore the playing part and go fucking watch a movie. AI is going to be destroying the movies soon enough anyway. Already is with some of them. This is where it starts getting dangerous with AI. AI should be a tool. It should be used in a minimum way. It should be used in the background stuff. Like I said, I use DLSS on quality, so I'm still giving it enough information so when it's upscaling, it doesn't really affect that much. So that's why I use quality, because it's doing 2K to 4K and I play in 4K. 2K still gives it plenty of information. It's the people that want to play everything. They want to just turn everything up to ultra, then they put it on performance, not knowing that they basically just turned their game down to 720p because they put it down to ultra performance. You're idiots. Put it on quality, then lower some settings that don't matter so much. Because when we're going down this route, it's getting rid of the atmosphere in a lot of these games. And that's what gives a lot of these games its uniqueness, the atmosphere. It's why a lot of people complain when devs are using Unreal Engine 5 and shit like that, because the games do look quite similar. And you can kind of see an Unreal game compared to like if it was a third party own studio built engine. You can tell the difference. And you can tell the difference. So anyone that says that they can't tell the difference is just fucking lying to you. But we're in the days where optimize your settings. If you're on console and you can't optimize your settings, stop asking for things to look like movies. Because that's the downfall of like that was my mindset when it came to PlayStation. Is why I stopped really caring about my PlayStation, because they started trying to make all their games like walking sim movie games. They're not games at that point. And I know people like them. Just me personally, I don't give a fuck if it's got shit graphics, as long as the game's fun. You don't need to go down this route, because it's going to cause devs to care more about the looks of the games rather than performance of the games. Because they'll just be like, oh, it's fine, we've got DLSS 5, AI will sort it out in the end. No, don't leave it to AI, because everything's going to look the same. Everything's going to look like shit. Everything's going to have an artifact in. Everything's going to have a ghost in. Everything's going to have fucking tear screen in. It's going to look bad. If you use DLSS, make sure you use preset K. Don't go above fucking 4. You don't need 4.5, because you don't need to be on performance unless you don't need to be on ultra performance or performance. There isn't, because the only reason you're putting it like that, because you've got everything on ultra settings. Turn your settings down. Optimize your games for your setup. Stop being an idiot. When we talk about just standard DLSS, it's fine. If we're talking about DLSS 4, it's fine. If you use it like that, where you're using it so it's 2K to 4K kind of thing. Or if you even if you game in 1080p and it's just doing 720 to 1080, that's fine, because it's going from one resolution to another resolution. So there's one jump. If you go into 720p to 4K, that's where you start getting fucking problems. That's why everyone's moaning about, oh, this has this issue, this has loads of ghosting. Sort your settings out. This is a problem with console gaming as well, because they're using a lot of upscaling for a lot of stuff. Because we've got games that are way too ambitious with looks, and they're not getting optimized properly because they think that AI will basically just do the work for them in with the upscaling. Not how it should work. We should go back to the days games were well optimized, and you can just play around with some of the settings yourself. And if you're on console, they should just be well optimized and to run well. That's why I said, like with the PSSR video that I did, it was a nothing burger. It was just like turning up the settings, but everyone was praising it, and I don't understand what goes through some people's minds. But yeah, what are your thoughts on DLSS 5? Do you like the look of this AI filtered crap over the top of all your games now? Because I'm telling you now, it's not going to give you more FPS if you put this on. You're probably gonna need a couple of generations in the future for it to even fucking work properly anyway. Because I'm pretty sure I saw that to get it running, they needed two 5090s, one for the game, one for the DLSS 5. So it's not gonna be something people are turning on anyway. Just stick to DLS4 if you use it. But yeah, as I said, what do you think? Let me know in the comments. And until next time, there's some videos over there, probably including the PSSR one. Give that one a watch. And until next time, bye bye.